This lesson, Six Sigma and Organizational Goals, explains the importance and benefits of Six Sigma in an organization, the DMAIC process, and balanced scorecard framework. In this lesson, you will learn the Six Sigma process and tools, the impact of Six Sigma in an organization, and measurement of performance in an organization. What do you see on the screen? Well, it depends on your perception or how you see the world. If you are a pessimist, you might think the glass is half empty. If you are an optimist, you might think the glass is half full. If you are a realist, you might think the glass is full with water and air. However, the Six Sigma practitioner sees a glass that is bigger than it needs to be, assuming the current water level is what the customer desires. As we begin our journey to learn more about Six Sigma, it is important to know that applying Six Sigma is the way of seeing and analyzing the processes around you. We will talk more about what Six Sigma means and how the viewpoint impacts organizations in the screens to come. Value of Six Sigma, you will learn Introduction to Quality, the journey of quality, quality management personalities, the meaning of Six Sigma and quality, milestones in the Six Sigma journey, the important purpose of Six Sigma, the Six Sigma DMAIC process, applying the Six Sigma DMAIC process, key terms in Six Sigma, and lastly, about the Six Sigma level conversion table. Let's begin this lesson by defining quality. Quality is defined as meeting the requirements of the customer. Well, what features do you look for when purchasing a car? What facilities do you want in your house or apartment when buying one? What do you expect from a premium chocolate candy bar? Answers to these questions will tell what quality means to you for each of these items. Here's a snapshot of the quality journey with a few key milestones. In the 1930s, the idea of statistical process control was conceived by Walter Shewhart to monitor and control a process using statistical methods. This was used extensively during World War II to quickly expand industrial capabilities of the U.S. In the 1960s, quality circles were formulated. A quality circle is a self-improvement workers group that performs similar work, meets regularly to identify, analyze, and solve work-related problems. In 1987, the International Organization for Standardization designed ISO 9000. This is a set of international standards on quality management and quality assurance for organizations to implement quality management systems. In 1987, the Baldrige Award criteria was developed by U.S. Congress to raise awareness of quality management systems and recognize U.S. companies that have successfully implemented quality management systems. In 1988, the concept of benchmarking was introduced. Benchmarking is an improvement process where an organization measures its performance against the best organizations in its field, determines how such performance levels were achieved, and uses the information to improve its own performance. During the 1990s, the Balanced Scorecard, or BSC, was introduced. It is a management tool that helps managers at all levels to align activities to the strategy of their organization and to monitor the multiple results obtained in their key areas. In 1996, the concept of reengineering was introduced. Reengineering is also known as business process reengineering, which involves restructuring an entire organization. There are many quality improvement personalities whose concepts, principles, and approaches are the foundation of modern quality improvement and strategic change. The more prominent personalities and a few of their contributions are listed here. First on the list is W. Edwards Deming, who was a statistician and business consultant. He was responsible for introducing 14 Key Principles for Management, which is a philosophical code for management to guide long-term business plans. 7 Wastes, or Diseases of Management, which discussed the main barriers faced by management to improving effectiveness and continual improvement. Also, Plan, Do, Study, Act Cycle, or PDSA, which is a systematic series of steps for gaining valuable learning and knowledge for the continual improvement of a product or process. And lastly, System Improvement, which depends on continuous study of the organization and is learning and developing new knowledge about the system. Walter A. Sheward, who was one of Deming's mentors, developed statistical process control methods to help managers make scientific economic decisions. This includes statistical process control charts, assignable cause versus chance cause for process variation, and statistics for quality management. Joseph M. Geron is the author of Quality Control Handbook and the Quality Trilogy, which comprises quality planning, quality improvement, and quality control. Kaoru Ishikawa introduced the Ishikawa cause and effect diagram to see possible causes of a result. He was responsible for introducing the concept of company-wide quality control and quality circles. Genichi Taguchi introduced quality loss function concepts and was the first to equate quality with cost. He also introduced the signal-to-noise ratio, which is a measure of process output looking at the impact of noise factors, or chance causes of variation, on performance. He was responsible for the robust design, which is the ability of a process or product to work as intended regardless of uncontrollable outside influences, and experimental design methods. Philip Crosby contributions include Crosby's 14 steps of quality improvement, which gives the message that any money spent towards quality is money well spent. It also includes do it right first time philosophy and zero defect philosophy. Sigma is a Greek letter used in the statistical world to represent a measure of variability. The Six Sigma process is an important method of quality principles and techniques. Also, Six Sigma is a business strategy to change company culture with top management support. The Sigma level is a measure of performance for a business process or service. So when you say Six Sigma, there are several definitions that are all correct. Quality is defined as the degree of excellence of a product or service and conformance to customer requirements. Taking a process to Six Sigma level ensures the quality of product and increase in profits as the primary goal. In other words, Six Sigma signifies quality. In 1986, Bill Smith and Mikhail Harry at Motorola started the Six Sigma initiative to improve performance. In 1995, Jack Welch initiated Six Sigma at General Electric to improve the entire business system and became the global promoter of Six Sigma. In 1998, Allied Signal saved $500 million with the use of Six Sigma. In 2000, General Electric saved $2 billion annually with the use of Six Sigma, and in 2001, Motorola saved $16 billion cumulatively with the use of Six Sigma. Six Sigma is a business methodology that employs a customer-centric, fact-based approach to reduce process variation and waste. This helps us dramatically improve customer satisfaction, increase shareholder value, and strengthen employee commitment. The methodology is designed to make companies rethink the way they do business and generate improvements in processes and services. Following are the benefits of implementing Six Sigma in an organization. It eliminates the root cause of problems and defects in a process, creates robust products and services, reduces process variation and waste, ensures customer satisfaction, achieves process standardization, reduces rework by getting it right the first time, addresses key business requirements, helps gain competitive advantage, and helps achieve organizational goals. Following are the 3 reasons why organizations are successful with Six Sigma. It is a proven systematic problem-solving methodology that follows a tried and effective process known as DMAIC, which improves productivity and efficiency by eliminating defects. Six Sigma is customer-focused. This methodology ensures businesses align their projects to customers' needs. It allows organizations to produce better products and services and improves customer loyalty. Lastly, Six Sigma achieves long-term improvements based on data-driven statistical analysis to prioritize issues and fix root causes. The Six Sigma process is known as DMAIC. DMAIC comprises 5 phases: define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. These phases are the roadmap to problem solving and improving our processes. The effectiveness of Six Sigma method is derived from its structure. Each phase has an overarching objective and specific deliverables that need to be completed, which helps us achieve the objectives. The purpose of the define phase is to document the problem, the desired outcome, goals, and deliverables. The purpose of the measure phase is to obtain baseline process performance levels and quantify the problem. The focus of the analyze phase is to identify the key root causes for process variation and defects. The purpose of the improve phase is to develop, test, and implement the solutions. The goal of the control phase is to monitor the key factors and maintain the gains. You learn the aspects of the DMAIC process. Now we'll look at the tools used in each phase. The list of tools corresponds to the DMAIC phase in which they are used. The use or application of these tools gives the expected deliverables in each DMAIC phase for a green belt. Some of the tools listed are not required in every Six Sigma green belt project. These tools give us an insight into the problem and lead us toward the real issues in our processes. That is, with more experience, you're likely to know the tools you need for your projects. In the define phase, we use SIPOC, Voice of the Customer or VOC, Critical to Quality, CTQ, the Quality Function Deployment or QFD, Failure Modes and Effects Analysis, known as the FMEA or the FMEA, and the Cause and Effect CNE matrix. In the measure phase, we use Measurement System Analysis or MSA, control charts, process capability, and normality plots. In the analyze phase, we use Simple Linear Regression or SLR, Pareto charts, fishbone diagram, failure modes and effects analysis, the FMEA, multivariate charts, and hypothesis testing. In the improve phase, we use brainstorming, piloting, and also the failure modes effects analysis and design of experiments, DOE. In the last phase, control, we use control charts, a control plan, and measurement system analysis. We will discuss these concepts throughout this course. The DMAIC roadmap and the tool structure enable many organizations to be successful and explain why they use Six Sigma. Well, what results do they achieve? To answer this question, let's take a look at the example in which a company followed the DMAIC process to improve the quality of their product. Java House Coffee is receiving complaints from its regular customers that the coffee is sometimes not hot or too hot. To ensure customer satisfaction, management assigns a team to fix the issue. After conducting a survey, the team identifies the desired temperature for a cup of coffee should be between 160 degrees Fahrenheit or 71 degrees Celsius to 180 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 82 degrees Celsius. To understand current performance, the temperature from 100 cups of coffee was recorded, and the results were plotted in relation to customer requirements. The team confirmed that the temperature of 7 cups of coffee was outside the customer requirement. This is illustrated in the image on the left, in which the yellow curve shows the number of coffee cups observed at a specific temperature. The higher the curve, the more cups of coffee that were observed for a particular temperature. You will notice that a majority of the coffee observed had a temperature around 170 degrees, which is the highest point of the curve. It is within the customer's desired temperature range. Although a majority of the observations are within the desired customer range, the image shows both the edges of the curve past the customer temperature boundaries of 160 degrees Fahrenheit and 180 degrees Fahrenheit. This indicates the process has too much variation and poor capability. The team implemented Six Sigma principles to reduce the observed variation. The team determined that having consistent processes, better training, and better coffee lids were the biggest factors for success. Today, with the new process in place, Java House Coffee customers are happy that their temperature requirements are met. Let's now understand a few Six Sigma process terms with the help of the previous example. Frequently used terms in the Six Sigma process are specification limits, opportunity, defect, defective, rolled throughput yield or RTY, and defects per million opportunity, or DPMO. Specification limits are the limit set by a customer that represents the range of variation the customer can tolerate or accept. The Java House coffee customers had an acceptable coffee temperature range of 160 degrees Fahrenheit to 180 degrees Fahrenheit. These values are called specification limits. An opportunity is defined as every chance for a process to deliver an output characteristic that is either right or wrong, according to customer specifications. The temperature of the coffee was the only output characteristic identified from the customer, and this characteristic would represent one opportunity per cup of coffee. Defect is the result of an opportunity that does not meet customer specifications and does not fall within the upper specification limit and the lower specification limit. When a cup of coffee does not fall within the specified temperature limit between 160 and 180 degrees Fahrenheit, it is termed as a defect. Defective is the result obtained when the entire unit is identified as a non-conforming product, regardless of the number of defects observed. Every cup of coffee which fails to meet any of the customer's requirements is defective. For example, if temperature and taste are the requirements for a cup of coffee, and any one of these requirements is not met, it would make the coffee defective. Rolled throughput yield, or RTY, or a yield value, is a measure of process efficiency expressed as a percentage of units that are defect-free. The percentage of cups of coffee that meet the customer's expectations is called rolled throughput yield. Defects per million opportunity, or DPMO, is also known as nonconformities per million opportunities, or NPMO, and it is a measure of process performance. For the 100 cups of coffee measured, the ratio of defects observed to the total number of opportunities is multiplied by 1 million. Look at the sigma level. The sigma level is a measure of quality performance for a business process or service. This table is a sigma level conversion table, which shows different sigma performance levels and their corresponding defects per million opportunities and yield values. If an organization performs at the 6th level of sigma, there will be only 3.4 defects per million opportunities, with 99.99966% of accuracy. Let us now understand this with the same coffee example. For the Java House coffee example, it would mean that out of 1 million cups of coffee, only 3.4 defects would be observed. This is also a 99.99966% yield. The ideal goal is to get a process so that it will lead to a 99.99966% defect-free product, or produce only 3.4 defects per million opportunities or less. Next, let's take a look at quality measures and its impact on the real world. Well, if the quality goal of 4.5 sigma level, or 99.9% yield, is accepted, then in the US there would be 1 hour of unsafe drinking water every month, 2 unsafe plane landings per day at O'Hare International Airport in Chicago, 50 newborn babies dropped at birth by doctors each day, 22,000 checks deducted from the wrong bank account each hour, 32,000 missed heartbeats per person per year, 16,000 pieces of mail lost by the U.S. Postal Service every hour, and 500 incorrect surgical operations each week. Let's now discuss the goals in Six Sigma projects. In this topic, you will learn what process, Six Sigma, and business systems mean. You will also learn the structure of a Six Sigma team. At the foundation of any organization are processes that are used to create products or provide services. A process is a series of steps designed to produce a product and/or service, as required by the customer. Identifying the process that impacts customers' desire is critical. The improvement goals of an organization are related to a particular process in the business. A process mainly consists of 4 parts: inputs, process steps, outputs, and feedback. An input refers to what is put into the process or expended in the operation to achieve an output or a result. Types of inputs include people, materials, machines, and methods. These are also known as X or causes. An output is the final product delivered to a customer. The output are also called the Ys or the effects. One of the most important aspects of the process is the feedback. Feedback from the output helps in process control by suggesting changes to inputs. If the process output is performing as desired, then the objective is to keep the input stable. However, if the process output is not meeting the customer's needs or the goals, adjustments need to be made to the inputs. This helps to determine potential Six Sigma projects. A change in the input will cause a change in the output. This is represented by the universal Six Sigma equation y equals f of x. In a traditional organization, many actions and decisions are based solely on the output's performance. In a Six Sigma organization, the output is monitored, but actions and decisions are mainly based on the performance of the inputs into the process. A critical objective in a Six Sigma project is to use statistical analysis to help determine which factors or inputs have the most influence in changing the output, and then monitor, adjust, and control those inputs to ensure that the output is within the desired range consistently. Let's recall the example we considered earlier, Java House coffee and their temperature requirements. There are many factors or elements that go into making a cup of coffee, such as sugar, the type of coffee beans, amount of cream, and so on. However, not all of them will have the same impact on the temperature of the cup of coffee. The output would be the temperature of the cup of coffee. Factors such as time to deliver coffee to customer after brewed would probably be a better indicator of coffee temperature. If there are significant changes to this factor, we can be confident that there will be a change in the final coffee temperature experienced by our customers. The focus on inputs helps an organization to move forward. Focusing on a particular process is one component. However, processes combining to form a business system is another component. A business system is designed to implement a process or a set of processes. To ensure that process inputs are at the right place and at the right time so that each step of the process has the required resources. A business system design collects and analyzes data to ensure continuous improvement of its processes, products, and services, and includes processes, sub-processes, or procedures, and steps as its subsets. Six Sigma improves the business system by continuously removing defects in processes and sustaining the changes. To implement Six Sigma that impacts an entire business system, a team is required. Let's take a look at the structure of a Six Sigma team. There are a total of 5 levels in the Six Sigma team: Six Sigma Green Belts, Six Sigma Black Belts, Six Sigma Master Black Belts, Six Sigma Champions, and Top Executives. Are the Six Sigma Green Belts. They support the Black Belts by participating in project teams or even leading their own smaller scale projects. Green Belts have a dual role, in the sense that they still complete their normal functional job duties, but will also assist with Six Sigma projects. The second level in the Six Sigma team structure comprises the Six Sigma Black Belts, or the BBs. BBs apply the strategy to specific projects. They also lead and direct teams to execute projects. Black Belts support the training and mentoring of Green Belts. The next level comprises the Six Sigma Master Black Belts, or MBBs, who train and coach Black Belts, Green Belts, and various functional leaders in an organization. They usually have at least 3 to 4 Black Belts under them. The next level comprises the Six Sigma Champions. They identify scope and projects, develop deployment strategy, and support cultural change in the organization. They also identify and coach Master Black Belts. Typically, 3 to 4 MBBs work under each champion. The highest level comprises the top executives of the organization. The top executives lead change and provide direction, as they own the vision of the organization. For any improvement initiative to work and succeed, it is critical that top management is engaged in the initiative. Top management owns the Six Sigma initiatives. So far, We have learned about the terms of Six Sigma and the DMAIC process and its importance in business development. Let us now learn about the key business drivers, Balanced Scorecard or BSC framework, and the development of a balanced scorecard. We will also learn about the progression from the four-box model of BSC to a strategy map and its impact on an organization. While financial accounting is useful to track physical assets, the balanced scorecard offers a more holistic approach to strategy implementation and performance measurement by taking into account perspectives other than financials, such as internal process performance, customer satisfaction, and learning and growth of employees. It was created as a performance measurement framework that added strategic non-financial performance measures to traditional financial metrics to provide managers a more balanced look at organizational performance. Now let's see how the balanced scorecard benefits an organization. The BSC translates organizational strategy into actionable objectives and provides a framework for performance measurement. It helps to clarify the organizational vision and mission, provides feedback on both business processes and outcomes, aids continuous improvement with respect to organizational goals, integrates the organizational strategy with key metrics from the four major areas of performance, and prioritizes projects and initiatives. Next, let's learn about the four major areas of performance, or the four perspectives, that BSC handles in an organization. The framework of the BSC method indicates that an organization should be measured from four perspectives: the financial perspectives, internal or the business process, learning and growth, and customer. The purpose of the balanced scorecard is to ensure not much focus is only on the financials. Often, strategic objectives are focused only on financials, which is clearly not the only factor that determines an organization's success. Internal process refers to the operational goals of an organization's internal processes and lets managers see how the business is performing in relation to those goals. The learning and growth perspective is the essential foundation for success of any knowledge worker organization. This includes intangible factors of success, such as learning from experience, and includes training, mentoring, and tutoring. The customer perspective refers to the customer-facing objectives. If customers are not satisfied, they will eventually find other suppliers who will meet their needs. With each of the perspectives in mind, the next step is to take a look at strategic objectives and identify initiatives or targets to support them. Interactions between perspectives or business units must be considered to prevent uneven optimization. For each perspective, the following are determined: strategic objectives, measures to achieve each objective, targets for each measure, and initiatives to achieve each target. Strategic objectives are long-term organizational goals to realize a broad vision. Measures to achieve each objective tell us how we are measuring success. Targets for each measure indicate the ideal performance. And finally, the initiatives are the projects required to achieve each target. Please note that not every initiative identified should be worked as a Six Sigma project, but some could be. We will discuss the criteria to determine Six Sigma projects in a later lesson. Since the balanced scorecard was popularized in the early 1990s, many alternatives to the original four-box balanced scorecard have emerged. The four-box model of BSC showed the key indicators or perspectives independent of each other. A strategy map is a one-page view of how the organization can create value for each perspective. It is a chain of cause and effect relationships between the perspectives, and the relationships are represented by interlinked objectives. At any point in time, an organization has several needs and goals that are set to achieve those needs. Your personal goals and work goals can work together or sometimes conflict. In the same way, organizational goals can complement each other, and sometimes they may clash with regard to timelines, resources, and/or overall impact to an organization. The balanced scorecard and strategy map force managers to consider cause and effect relationships between goals, leading to better identification of drivers and a well-rounded approach to strategic planning. The BSc enables the organization to improve in the following ways: makes communication easy, facilitates understanding at all levels of the organization, leads to better management of information in the organization so that the quality of decision-making is higher, enables effective creation of performance reports against a balanced scorecard to enable a structured approach to the reporting process, enables transparent and meaningful communication of performance that enables organizations to communicate performance transparently and meaningfully, and lastly, enables each business unit to work toward a common organizational goal. With this, we have come to the end of this lesson. A few organizational goals. Quality is defined as the degree of excellence of a product or service and conformance to customer requirements. Six Sigma is a business methodology that employs a customer-centric, fact-based approach to reducing process variation and waste. There are 5 phases in the DMAIC process: define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. The 5 levels in the Six Sigma team are Six Sigma Green Belts, Six Sigma Black Belts, Six Sigma Master Black Belts, Six Sigma Champions, and Top Executives. Apart from financial accounting, the BSc also considers internal processes, customer satisfaction, and learning and growth for strategy implementation and performance measurement. And also, a strategy map represents a chain of cause and effect relationships between the perspectives, and the relationships are represented by interlinked objectives. This concludes our lesson about Six Sigma and the organizational goals. The next lesson is Lean Principles in the Organization.